So the other day on my Integra, I did an oil change and spark plugs, you know, little stuff like that. But I was planning to bleed my brakes and clutch on the car, but check this out. I found this at work, so right now I'm gonna try to pull it. But in order, you know, to put the plug in the tire, you need to make the hole as quite big. You don't have to twist it, but even just pull it. Now this one takes some effort, you know, to push it through. I don't think this screw went all the way through the fucking steel belts, but you have to pull it out. There we go. You have to make kind of a nice hole, because if the hole is not as nice as the one we have at school, that's what I'm looking at. I have to buy a nicer one, dude. But and I'll have to do this more often. Thank God I don't. Stab it a couple of times. Man, good workout. So you can buy these tire plug kits pretty much at any store, I think. You know, it comes in different pieces. It comes in one of the pretty much the stabber. So first, what you do, of course, you remove the nail, and then secondly, you know, you start stabbing it. You want to make the hole. If you don't make that hole, this is gonna be super hard to put in. It's gonna be still super hard to put in. But you have this jerky, and then now, all right. So take your jerky. What you do is you're gonna feed it through on this. So actually 20 hours later of yanking, making it kind of dirty, what you're gonna do, you yank it through like that. Pretty much you can do this on the roadside too. If you can get your wheel off and you have the kit on you, and maybe you have a pump on you or something. Oh damn. Then I think you want to put a little bit of cement on this, liquid cement, so it's gonna make it like stick more. And then what you're gonna do, oh shit, this is the hard part, you're gonna have to push it through about 3/4 of the way. This is the hardest part of doing this job, is getting this through, and I don't think my hole is sharp enough, wide enough. Yeah, I don't want to record it, but I'm going to be noobing around with this stuff right now. Then what you do is you twist this 90 degrees, and then you should be able to pull it out, because as you feed that jerky through, you know, it has an opening on that fork, so you feed the jerky in here like that, right? And I twist it 90 degrees on it, so the opens up on it and you can pull it out. I like twist it in there, and then take it out. Put air in it and make sure, you know, it doesn't leak, but I have a regular hand pump right now, so it's gonna take a while. Okay, and this is for like 15 minutes, so see you guys. And then what I did now, a little bit heated it up, kind of to let it melt. And I'm gonna chop it off, and pretty much that's how you just, you know, plug a tire. Then what you can do, you can spray some soapy water, or if you have the chance to submerge the tire in water, you know, it works with bicycle too, in a bucket. It's pretty much the same concept with the tire in a tub. You kind of just put it in, and then you keep it rolling until, you know, you find the bubbling where it's leaking from, but you gotta have, of course, pressure in it. And then, just in case I mentioned that, but yeah, spray on it. It seems like I had it in for like 5-10 minutes, but it seems like it's holding pressure, you know, it's not bubbling or anything. I don't know if that's sponsorship, guys. Hopefully not, because I don't know, YouTube be whining about that too. Well, here is the thing I want to talk about today, is spark plugs. So usually when I go to like the car parts stores and such, I don't have the bucks for that one. On my Integra, I definitely like to go NGK, as well as on my Nissan, you know, Japanese cars. You want to kind of stick to the best spark plugs. You know, you can get Bosch's as well. I heard those are pretty good. I mean, Bosch is a good brand, and then I forgot if my BMW uses Bosch's. But the point is pretty much is trying to find the best spark plug for the car, because, you know, you have to do a lot of research and put effort into it. And this car is engine-wise is stock, so you know it's nothing special. It's a stock V18 LS engine. But what I had trouble with is, you know, I got NGK Spark plugs from like O'Reilly's or AutoZone. It doesn't really matter. One of the car part places, and what they're gonna try to sell you is either iridium or platinum plugs. What I'm thinking, it's not 100% sure, but the reason why they do it because they better on emissions, I guess. And of course, a lot of people, you know, they just want to throw in the spark plugs and don't touch them again for like 30 to 60,000 miles. But now here is the issue with my car. It doesn't like the spark plugs, since you know I have a solid polyurethane engine mounts, as my engine is much more you know, reflects on pedals and just the engine feel and the car feel. And it doesn't run good with these iridium ones. I don't know if I already switched them from iridium to platinum, whatever, but I had both of the plugs. I don't know the part number for those. And then I kind of messed up because I did the research and my buddy told me to get the 4554s. Now the thing is, my buddy is running a turbocharged system, and before that he ran these plugs as well. I did research and these wouldn't be as well for the car. Another reason is because these are non-resistor type spark plugs. So what it could cause, mostly not likely on this car, because it's a distributor system. So you know, you don't have coil packs and the computer telling the ignition to the car, rather than it's just running off from cam and timing on the distributor. But what it's gonna create is the non-resistor type plugs. They can mess with the car's you know, either stereo system and electronics, because they have a lot of interference. So that's another reason, you know. I mean, you can run them. I don't think on an Integra these would cause an issue. But where I want to get to is, you want to run a copper plug on these cars, because the Integras run the coppers. And what I want to get to difference wise is these NGK plugs. Okay, they have numbers on the bottom. So do modifications to it. You want to run the 4554s, especially like a forced induction system. And if you have the stock one, you want to run the 2262s. Pretty much these plugs are quite the same. The only difference, it doesn't have as much of a flame front, which is good, especially on racing applications, because you have a less likely chance, if you run into knock, less likely to fucking break the spark plug into it. Another thing is this is a hotter plug, this is a colder plug, and you know, depending on spark plugs, they have a different heat range as they work. And that's the crazy thing, like car parts stores, they don't really have these on stock, so they either have to order them. That's the funny thing, actually they had the racing ones. They had the racing ones rather than the actual basic plugs. I don't know for what reason, so I had to order these from like whatever, you know, Acura place. But yeah, that's what it goes into spark plugs, and then I'll show you guys what comes out of the car right now. Just trying to see if I see anything else, but pretty much you can tell that the last one is way darker than the others. So that means I either getting oil in through the valves, or I'm either getting oil through the piston rings, which is probably the case. But I'm gonna show you guys. It's even the same numbering on these, so they are the same heat range. See, it's close to the same plug, but the numbers on the plug actually, see, one of them is a ZFR5, and then the difference is the FIX versus the 5F. Of course, you don't want to zoom on it. It's pretty much the same plug. The only difference is, I think the flame front is a bit different, because you have a much more closer frame. Flame, I can't talk. Did I say frame? Whatever's. I got off early today from work, so it's a cool shit. But you know, work is still work. So yeah, I'm gonna change them out. Remember, you wanna run the 2262s versus the 4554s, and you don't wanna run. Well, I don't know if you wanna run the iridiums, because they're gonna be less trouble. You know, you don't have to change them as often, and of course they last longer. A bit more expensive, but it depends on, you know, how much you're willing to spend on your car again. Well, I'm not sure if I explained it in another video to you guys. Another thing, you want to apply some lubricant, you know, on the bottom of the spark plug, either some anti-seize or oil you know, on the BMW, the manufacturer cost for oil. Another thing, you always want to check the gap. So you just buy, I hope it's not advertisement, but pretty much you just buy a gap tool. This is like the shitty cheap ones, you know. There are better ones to use and adjust the gap. So if you adjust the gap with these ones, you gotta be careful not to break it or chip it or anything like that. Usually the copper ones with the thick electrode on the bottom, you know, they don't mind as much as the pointy ones. The platinum, honestly, I think my neighbors think I'm crazy, but fuck it. I mean, you gotta have sexy cars, dude. I wanna have a freaking car show at my house one day. If I live long enough, be rich enough, dude. Oh yeah. What a bio so booty. Party, you're such a beautiful pooch.